Hi, welcome back to Inside Charlottesville, your local public affairs TV program. I'm your host, Afton Schneider, Director of Communications and Public Engagement for the city. On this episode, you'll hear from City Manager Sam Sanders for his On the Spot segment. You'll hear from Fire Marshal Joe Phillips and Chief of Police Michael Kachis with updates from their respective departments. You'll also hear from Anthony Warn, Grants Analyst in the Office of Community Solutions, with some exciting news regarding the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. Tommy Safranek, our bicycle and pedestrian coordinator, will talk about the annual Loop de Ville Trail Festival taking place in town in September. And finally, for those who missed it in person, you will get to see highlights of the Belmont Bridge ribbon cutting ceremony that took place on Friday, June 28th. And here we are on the spot in the city manager's office, Sam Sanders. Thank
Hello.
you so much for having us in your office today.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course. It's a nice little change of pace and people get an opportunity to see you in your natural habitat.
Well, we did talk about that. The goal was to try to be on the spot in different locations at different times. So.
Yeah, and this is a great place to start. So you mentioned to me before we started filming that your 3-year anniversary of being with the city is coming up.
Yep.
Give me some of your feelings on that. How have you been reflecting back on that time, and what do you think has changed since you first started?
So that's an interesting question. I've been thinking about it a little bit just as you get to that moment of remembering that you've been somewhere for another whole year. But 3 years, it's been a lot has happened in that time period. I moved into this position that I never planned on moving into. Also, we've had a lot of different things that we needed to get through and get done. We had a lot of change with people, a lot of vacancies when I first got here. And we've been spending a great deal of time filling a lot of those positions. So it's been good to be able to see that stuff come to.
So did I hear that you never planned on being a city manager?
No, you did hear that, and no, that was not the plan.
So what changed? What made you go for it?
I mean, everyone knows that there's been changes here in the city, and when our prior interim decided that he was not going to go after the full position, it would have meant yet another personality coming into this office, another leader for the organization. And because I knew the folks and kind of had a good feel for what was going on, had a conversation with council, and the rest is history.
And here you are.
Yeah, almost a year later.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
almost a year, which
almost.
we'll be touching on that next month.
Yeah,
And I can't
I'm
wait.
sure you're
I
ready
can't
to
wait
ask
to
me about
grill
that.
you on that.
Yeah.
But what do you think has been the biggest difference going from being a deputy city manager to having the weight of the city on your shoulders as city manager?
Well, one thing that really caused me to take the position is because I felt like I had a better understanding of what was really going on here. When people come to Charlottesville, they don't understand. They think they know, but they don't necessarily know. Things are a little bit more complicated. So for me, having 2 years understanding all of that made it a little bit easier to slide into this office.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yeah.
So what are some of your goals for this upcoming fiscal year?
Yeah, we're still making the adjustment with the big compensation changes that were approved in this new budget that started on the 1st. With collective bargaining coming online with 3 bargaining units, there's going to be some training and some additional changes that will be made to how we interact with staff that are under agreements. Plus, we have another union coming forward. Teamsters is going to be representing a group, so we're working with them and we'll start negotiating with them immediately.
That sounds awesome. And I know that community engagement is a huge priority for you and one of the reasons that we are even filming this TV show. So what are your plans for community engagement in this upcoming year? Do you have any new ideas that maybe haven't been implemented previously?
Yeah, I probably have a few things that are baking in the back of my mind, as you well know, and they'll come forward shortly. But I'm trying to get out more now that we got through the budget cycle. I started setting more and more appointments outside of the building to go out and meet people where they are, see different organizations and programs live, like what they're doing with their various constituents. And I hope to be able to do group meetings a little bit more with groups that are working with people. I can just pop in and talk to them for a little bit and kind of use it as a focus group. That's what I'm really excited about, more chances to do that.
Okay, and I'm sure everyone's excited to hear you say that.
I'm sure, and I'll probably get a whole bunch of requests to come, and it's okay. I've been doing that.
It's good.
I go around the civic associations a lot doing different things. Most of that has been focused on our not being able to get our sidewalks done fast enough, getting some of our transportation projects moving again. But I just like to go and just talk about quality of life in the neighborhood. What's going on, what's not right, what's not exactly what you want it to be, and what would you like to see. I can have those conversations too.
Awesome. And I also want to remind people that you can catch City Manager Sam Sanders sometimes walking on the downtown mall, and we would love for you to stop us and chat because Sam has a lot of advice to give and a lot of things to say, and he loves connecting with you guys.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap this up, could you give us a little fun fact about yourself that maybe people don't know or wouldn't have a chance to know about you, just because I know you're so busy and we don't get to really get into the fun, personal stuff often?
Yeah, I mean, people have asked me often, why did you take this job?
Yeah.
And I just told you a little bit about why I take this job, why I took it. But my dad was a Marine. I grew up all over this country, moving constantly between my mom and my dad and my grandmother. I never really lived in one place more than 2 years. So I'm a creature of change. So taking this job actually fits with who I am, as how I have grown up this way, just constantly being in what some might consider a state of chaos, but me, it's just how it works.
Yeah, and I think it also makes you malleable and really, it's natural for you to have a job like this where you're constantly preparing for change and overcoming things.
No 2 days are alike.
And that makes it fun.
That does at times.
Well, Sam, our city manager, Sanders, thank you so much for letting us come to your office today and be
on the spot.
On the spot.
Hi, my name is Anthony Warn. I'm with the City of Charlottesville's Office of Community Solutions, and I'm really excited to talk to you today about an exciting new partnership that the city is forging with the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. Specifically, we are spearheading a partnership with them to expand their capacity for cold storage. We are providing the majority of the funding through the City of Charlottesville's Community Development Block Grants program, which is essentially federal money through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to support community development projects throughout the city. Blue Ridge Area Food Bank was looking at kind of a lengthy fundraising drive to raise the $200,000 and $250,000 they would need. Their demand was high before the pandemic. Demand for their food services spiked during the pandemic, and they also relied heavily on their donor network to help them get through that demand. People might be surprised to know that as we move out of the core pandemic years, their demand for food service is even higher, and it hasn't abated. And there's also a greater interest in the national network of providing their partners with fresh produce. So we have provided them the funding through kind of an innovative cost sharing partnership with us. So we are providing $215,000 through the Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG program, in which they are replacing all of the electrical systems for their existing freezer unit and purchasing and installing a much larger commercial cooler unit. And part of the cost sharing, which is innovative for our program, is that the funding we've provided allowed them to go to their board of the larger food network and secure funding to extend the roof line so that it will cover both the area where the staff and volunteers work, but also the commercial cooler and unit. So Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, like I said, offers food to hundreds of food pantries, food kitchens, and other nonprofit community organizations throughout the Blue Ridge area communities. And if you want to learn more about their work, you can go to BRAFB.org, and at that site you'll find they have a tool called Food Finder, in which anybody in need of food services can type in their address, their zip code, and find the nearest food pantry, the food kitchen, or nonprofit agency or group that is providing nutritional support.
Hello, and just wanted to kind of give an update on some of the things we're working with here at the police department. So over the last 2 weeks, as everyone knows, we've experienced some significant gun violence, a spike, if you will, because overall, year to date, we're actually down when it comes to shots fired, gun violence incidents, and Part 1 crime. But I think it's important to remember that how we feel matters as well. And so while I could sit here and say that we are having a reduction in these different areas, that means nothing to the family who is worried about their kids playing outside or bullets flying through their home. And so we have taken a few steps to address these issues. And over the last week, we have been conducting an operation, and as a result of that operation, 5 individuals who have been involved in these incidents have been arrested and taken off the street. 10 firearms, to include 3 AR-15 style weapons and an AK-47 style weapon and fully automatic pistol, have been seized and taken off the street. And so we'll continue to make progress in this area. We're going to continue to address the violence that these individuals are bringing to our streets. And as we focus on these individuals, we'll arrest them, and they'll eventually have their day in court.
Hi, I'm Joe Phillips with the Charlottesville Fire Department, Deputy Chief of Community Risk Reduction. I'm here today to talk about new things in the Charlottesville Fire Department. We're most excited about the progress of Station 1, our bypass fire station, and the construction. Construction is going well and everything's on time for us to move in sometime in March of 2025. So we're really excited about that progress. Training has been a big part of the Charlottesville Fire Department the last few months. We've had numerous firefighters get released as EMT, driver, operator, and even on the ladder truck. We're such a new department with new young firefighters that it seems like every week we have a new person that's getting released to do some new skill. And our training division's been working overtime to be able to accomplish that so that we can provide these services to the citizens of Charlottesville. And our last thing, please be safe in this heat. We've had an uptick in heat with the city, and we're seeing an increase in calls with heat emergencies, exposure to heat, the dryness of the conditions around. So just be careful outside and make sure you're taking breaks, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And if you do feel ill, go inside, seek shade or seek air conditioning, and call for a medical emergency to 911.
Just wanted to announce that we're going to have our 4th annual Loop DeVille Trail Festival on September 28th this year. It's always that same Saturday of the year because it's National Public Lands Day. This year, the City of Charlottesville is going to work in collaboration with the Rivanna Trails Foundation, and we're excited to work with the RTF and try to make this event bigger and better. Yesterday, registration opened up, and you can sign up for mini programs that will take you on a guided experience around Charlottesville on our trail system. You can do the whole 20 miles as a run. You can do the whole 20 miles as a bike ride, and you can also do the whole 20 miles as a hike. And if you sign up for either one of those, there will be a leader, there will be a sweeper, and if you're kind of uncomfortable about getting out on the trail by yourself, this is a great opportunity to come join hundreds of people to be out in the trail system. If you're unaware of the Rivanna Trail main loop, it was built 20 plus years ago, wraps around the city of Charlottesville, and we're going to have cheer zones at every 2.5 miles or so. People supporting you all while you hike, bike, or run the loop. And there'll be water, there'll be some food. There's rumors that there'll be pancakes at the cheer zone at Fontaine Aid Station. But if you're not up for the 20 miles this year, we're really going to try to get folks to join us for sections. And so when you go to that registration page, you can actually sign up to do just a section hike, section run, or a section bike ride. And when you sign up, you can either do that by yourself. There'll be a cheer zone captain giving you a map that shows you kind of how to navigate your way on the trail and then come back. And there's great signage along the way. Or we'll give you times to kind of hop on the train, if you will, and the bigger group as they kind of go out on the Rivanna Trail. At the end of this, we're going to have a big after party at the Rivanna River Company with DJW kind of kicking things off, and then Ebony Groove as the main performer. So, even if you don't want to come and hike, bike, or run with us, we hope that you come and actually attend the after party, get to know our local trails, support our local trail system, and we hope to see you there on September 28th.
Belmont Bridge is a gateway into downtown. This project is a major investment that will last 100 years. Not too many times we all can be part of history by opening a bridge like this. And today we're replacing a 1962 bridge that was designed and construction that really just tailored vehicles only. The opening of the bridge that we are part of today was just not designed to move vehicles, but was designed to provide multimodal access to public transportation that specifically integrates bicycling and walking to help advance various environmental, health, and congestion mitigating benefits to our community.
This has proved that Charlottesville, we can get things done when we work together as a community, when we work together as the public to get input, to get the design that you want. I've been around here for many years, not necessarily involved with politics, and over again, there's different design plans. I say, you know what, they ain't gonna never do that bridge. And here we are now. But I think it's real important that we listen to our constituents and put in the things that they want, such as the protected bike lanes, the wide sidewalks. I don't know if you heard Stephen, he said we had 10 feet sidewalks, and that is real important because this all lends to what we want to do as a city, to be a multimodal city, but also reduce things for our greenhouse gases and providing safe and easy access is part of that. And this bridge does that. We could have easily designed the bridge maybe 2 or 3, 4 lanes, but we wanted to say, of course vehicles are important, but also bike lanes and to have people to walk. So I'm really excited about this.
Thank you to all of our staff who worked very hard in bringing this project to a conclusion. It's been talked about for quite some time. We've all heard about how there are many who didn't believe that this would actually happen. I want to change that. I want to make sure that we don't spend too much more time thinking about what won't happen in the city, but what can happen in the city. And part of that is really about following the process, making sure that we are specific about what it is we want, bring everybody together, get the information, and move. And not getting stuck. We tend to get stuck on things. I want to unstick things. I think this was an example of one of those things that was a little stuck that could have been moving faster. I want to make sure that we're moving faster on more things. I just want to thank you all for being here. Shout out to my friends at VDOT, Sean, my partner in crime. Thank you for trusting that we could get it right and get it done and continue to be there for us. And we hope that as we work together and figure out what are more amenities for this community, we can bring those forward as quickly as possible. So with that, I'll say, let's cut this ribbon.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
I'm Todd Divers. I'm the Commissioner of the Revenue for the City of Charlottesville. We are the assessors for personal property, business taxes. We help folks with state income taxes, and we also run a number of relief programs for the city. We do a lot of relief programs, and a lot of folks really need those. So it's really nice to be able to help folks, who need it. I don't get to touch that personally quite as often as my deputies do. I have a bigger hand in a lot of the business taxes. We try to help where needed. We get called upon from time to time to provide information or assistance to other departments, and I think we're always happy to do it. So our main line coming in is 434-970-3160. It's beautiful. I went to school here, never wanted to leave, I guess, when I got here. It's a pretty place to live. We have a lot of amenities, a lot of things to do. We've got the university here. We've got a well-educated populace, very engaged. There's just a lot of things to recommend this place. That's why everybody keeps coming here. I have a twin sister. Let's see, I have 2 boys. They both play baseball. They're big baseball guys. We're a baseball family. I'm a terrible golfer, but I like playing golf. I'm a terrible golfer, so I can say that. Into UVA sports, Atlanta Braves, wahoo wah.
you for joining us for this episode of Inside Charlottesville. I'm your host, Afton Schneider. See you next month.